Well, good morning, folks. We're going live here this morning. I do want to do something this morning where I want to share with you a program I've been teaching and working with clients with around Asia and Australia for 20 years. And it's a program we call the R Factor program, the R Factor program. I want to share it with you because it's made such an incredible difference to people. And it started with, well, let me go back. Let me share the screen and share it with you as to what I want to do here. The R factor, it's had an incredible difference. And I've had even further breakthroughs in recent times with the R factor. I'm just going to share with you some slides and we'll talk about it. We're talking about building relationships where we're moving way beyond just a transaction. You know, we know people like to do business with people, with people they like. That's one of the rules of the R factor. People like to do business with people they like. People like to do business with people who are like them, people who they trust. And as we also know, when we're talking about buyer facilitation, people are often looking for reasons not to do business with you. Now, again, this all comes down to reading different personality styles. As we say, some people are talkers, some people are moving toward people, and some people are what we call moving away people. I suppose before we even get into this, you say, oh, who the hell are you, Farnell, to be talking to me about any of this? Well, I've been running my own coaching, consulting, training business since 1985. So I've made a billion mistakes and I've hung out with some pretty incredible business people and performers as I've worked with probably 400 or more different client organizations, small, medium, large clients, everyone from Telstra, Cash Converters, McDonald's, right now, Metitude, David Dean Spread is a super consultant on leadership. And Grant Donovan, PhD, he and I did a ton of great work with TAFE in New South Wales and a whole range of other clients in the early 2000s or late 90s and 2000s, plus all the other things that Grant and I had done. I've worked with some incredible people and incredible clients. I'm thinking back, VJ Watson literally just asked me to take part in a 30-year reunion with the work we did establishing Mobitel Sri Lanka for Telstra and Mobitel. Just incredible. But anyway, so much of this has resulted from this work in and around the R factor. And let me just share with you when I talk about this R factor system that I developed and teach and have embedded in a whole range of organizations. And it comes from some statistics. One, Bain & Co. did a report years ago now, which highlighted the typical business loses between 15 and 20% of its customers each year, yet halving this loss can double a company's growth rate. So in other words, instead of it being 15 to 20%, you only lose 10% of your customers or 7 or 8% of your customers, yet you do that. That is having a system to retain your customers can double your company's growth rate. And of course, Bain & Co. made a fortune out of this whole net promoter score. So many organizations use the net promoter system, which is only one of the components of client retention. I mean, what they're really doing there is measuring the back end of their customer relationship, customer service system. I would rather do the prevention. I would rather help design and embed and coach and train so that when you do that, as we say, focus on the process, the results will take care of themselves. And culture is part of that. So we'll get on to talking about that. But look at this. Typical business often loses 15 to 20% of its customers each year, yet halving this loss could double the company's growth rate. That's just one of the R factor stats. The other stat, which is just incredible, is some work done from Boston Research Group years ago now. Again, why clients don't return or don't recommend a business. 15% because they find a better product, 15% because they found a cheaper product or solution, 20% because of too little contact and individual attention, and 49% leave because the attention they did get was poor quality. In other words, almost 70%, 69%, 70% almost, because nothing to do with product or price. It's to do with frequency of contact and individual attention, or the attention they did get was poor quality. So so much of improving your business has got little or nothing to do with your product or even your solution or price. It's to do with how often and the quality of the attention you get. Now, as I say, this is from Forum Corporation in Boston. This is not new, but the point is, what have you done about it? What have you done about it? So I call it the R factor. The R factor, the strength of the relationship is frequency of contact, a 29% factor or 20% factor, times quality of contact, where quality of contact is friendliness times value. Friendliness times value. Because, and I said, you can have a doctor who can be a great doctor, but if they're not very friendly, you don't feel that they like you or that there's a connection, you go, okay, he's fixed me, but I'm not going to come back. In other words, bedside manner. So what is your bedside manner? So I've built a whole system here to help businesses with frequent quality contact. And again, that's where, again, the R factor and the POMVIC and the color zone system that we have, we really understand customers by strategically asking quality questions and taking them on what we call buyer facilitation journey, understanding their needs. And as you said, the word there is individual attention. In other words, being present. I want to be 110% present with this customer, with this person, so that we have a quality contact. Friendliness times value. So one, we want to hire friendly people. We want to teach the young people and teach everybody how to be friendly. So we talk about rapport building, how to build rapport, how to connect, how to ask strategic questions. So the R factor is an incredibly powerful system that we have. And we build that right into the color zone system, because what we're really doing here is wanting to build lifetime relationships. We want repeat business, and we want lifetime value. We want you not just to be a customer for this transaction. We want you next week, the week after, the week after, the year after, the month after. We want your grandchildren to be doing business with us. That's the attitude we want. It's a bit like Warren Buffett saying, when you buy a share, only buy shares imagining the stock market's going to close for the next 10 years. In other words, you want a long-term relationship. You want a long-term relationship. So if you don't train your people in this and don't talk about it and don't build it into your culture, people will think it's just about this transaction or this contract. No, we want a lifetime relationship. And so we build a whole system. We talk about R Factor Planner, building into an annual plan, frequent quality contact. We actually build it into the sales plan. We build it into the marketing plan, frequent quality contact. Would it be phone, email, WhatsApp, newsletters, events, white papers, inviting them to social occasions, conferences, educational events, webinars, frequent quality contact. And you say, well, what's a quality contact? Well, you need to ask your customer what they think a quality contact is, because what a quality contact to you may not be a quality contact for the customer. I literally had a conversation with a client yesterday who said, I literally had a meeting on the golf course. He said a friend bought another friend, and as it works out, this friend was in charge of a big number of people. And as a result of the conversation they had on the golf course, as I said, they're solving problems together on the golf course. The guy's seeing my client being cool under pressure, being able to be friendly. He's going, hey, this is the kind of guy I want to do business with. It was a quality contact, spending time together, barely talking about business, but then business came up. What are you doing, whether it be golf course, sailing club, dinners, going to the footy, seminars, webinars? What are you doing to build quality contacts, not only with your existing clients, but with potential clients? Whole other story. We can help you out with that. Now, while I'm doing this, I think I can go to the next thing and see if I can show you. Oh, yes. So we've got a free report here on the R factor. I wrote this a number of years ago, which explains it. And as we ask some questions in this report, your business is only going to be as good as the quality of the relationships you build. Are you a closer? Are you a relationship opener? And are you hiring closers, or you are hiring relationship openers? We talk about being a relationship engineer, so that you actually become quite structured and systematic in your relationship building. Quality conversations. Then we talk about building long-term profitable relationships. The R factor theorem: strength of the relationship, frequency of interaction times quality of interaction, which is friendliness times value, or the benefit you bring. The strength of the relationship will be equal to the frequency of interaction multiplied by the quality of the interaction, where the quality will be friendliness times the perceived value derived from the interaction. So then, even in the conversation, helping the customer understand the benefit or the value that's just been derived. We have a whole strategy and system for doing that. And there's a checklist of ways to stay in touch. I talk about my son and getting the McDonald's voucher for being brave in hospital, and how the emotional connection, building emotional connections, making regular contact part of your routine every day, every week, every month. Sometimes people are now doing two times a day. It's a question of how frequent is too frequent. So you want to get a copy of that, do that. The other one that I had here, on drop, there it is, implementing the R factor system. We map out before, during, and after. Before, first impressions, last impressions, and after, and then what you're doing systematically to get repeat business and referrals. There's a whole system we have in terms of mapping systems, checklist, process mapping, so that you actually build it in as a system, implementing the R factor surefire sales customer retention success system. Hey, you want to find out more, touch base with us, and let's help you understand the R factor, or help you and your people understand the R factor and build it in a very systematic way, so that you literally have way better relationships with customers. And what you'll find in doing so is you'll end up with way better customer retention, which of course then means way better profits and financial performance for you. Want to find out more? Do touch base with us. Hope this has been helpful. I'm Lee Farnell, LFBB. We just love helping you and your business be the very best it can be. Thanks for watching.